What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Duke here, and today we're talking about the new patch, Astral Hunt. We've got a new god, Chiron, the Great Teacher. First, let's take a little look at his card. Looks pretty nice to me. His in-game model is actually quite small, which is interesting, but whatever, we'll talk about his abilities. You have the passive called Herbal Medicine, where he collects an herb every 12 seconds. That increased all the healing he receives by 10%. He can get 3 of those. And every time he uses an ability, the lowest health nearby ally is healed for a fair number of health. Interesting enough, this works on Chiron. I'm not sure if this only works on Chiron when he's the only one around. I know from the patch note video that works on him, but not sure if it would still work on him as well if somebody else is near him. Anyways, he will get an increased healing from everyone else, but not from lifesteal. Pretty interesting ability. Kinda doesn't feel too synergetic with the rest of his kit, but it's interesting either way. Training exercise is an AoE. Chiron wants his teammates to evade the area, removing crowd control effects so they can escape before it explodes, damaging and crippling all enemies in the area, with 80% scaling. Short delay, not as long as, for example, Nox 2, but still a short delay before the ability pops. But you get the cleanse and you get the cripple for the enemies. So it's a good area to stay in when you get ganked by a jungler, especially with cripples. Most of them struggle a lot. Quite good for him. The cleanse has the little delay, but it's still fine. And decent damage. Masterful Shot. Chiron passively marks his enemies as targets when he damages them with basic attacks, or his ultimate Centaurus, reducing their physical protections by 3%. So oddly enough, in the patch notes video, they said that it stacks. I'm not sure if it's true. I'm not sure if it actually stacks by 3% for every hit, because that would be a lot if he hits them a lot. And that would be weird, just because that ability has another ability within it then. Because he may activate this ability to fire seeking arrows to all marked targets within range, damaging for up to 235 plus 7% scaling, and then slowing them for up to 35% for 3 seconds. That is quite a long time. 3 seconds for a CC from a hunter is quite a long time. I don't see this ability staying the way it is right now, because it has the shred, apparently a stacking one. It has a decent amount of damage. It has an AoE basically, because it hits everyone you hit. It slows, and it doesn't have too long of a cooldown, and it also heals you if your passive is up. In one ability. Sounds like a lot. Giddy up. Chiron gallops forward, damaging enemies for up to 160 damage and 50% scaling, knocking up minions and kicking enemy guards behind him. Chiron may fire basic attacks while charging. The ability itself doesn't sound all too great, to be honest. Damage is not that much. It's just a dash, a very slow dash at that. Odin Cage will probably stop it, stuff like that. But you can fire while doing it, and that's quite decent. You can fire like 2 to 3 shots while on his way towards the enemy, and then kick them behind him. Drop is 1, drop is 2. You know, basically drop a soul kit to deal damage. And ultimate Centaurus. Chiron is transformed into a constellation and can fire 3 long distance shots, up to 280 damage plus 90% scaling. 3 shots, 90% scaling each, even through walls. If Chiron would be killed during this ability, he does not die until he runs out of time or shots. Killing an enemy in this state returns Chiron to life with health equal to the damage dealt instead. Right, I guess reviving enemies is the new thing now, reviving yourself. So, in the name of Khepri, this is quite an interesting one. I don't see why it has all it has. It's similar to Ram, only that he doesn't go into the air, so he can actually take damage, but then again he can also heal himself. Can go through walls, similar to Ram's astral arrows. And once again, sets marks for his 2. From what Bart said, it's sounded kinda like it can crit, which I don't see. I don't see the reason for, but we will see. Because if it crits with scaling, then it's brutal. So all in all, He seems to have a lot of damage. I'll try that stuff out in PTS to give it a better judgment, but the scaling seemed to be quite nice. And then the healing he gets, and the cripple, and the cleanse, and the 3 second slow, and the dash while firing makes him quite straightforward, but fairly scary, and I'm not sure if I like it the way it is. Now we go through all the new skins. We've got the recolor. We've got yet another Capri skin, which is not shown here, but this is just the gold skins and all that stuff that's coming. But there will be another one soonish. Sorry, I've been teased. We have Dubster Janus. I mean, he's a robot again for the 3rd time. It's got some cool sound effects, but I don't see the reason. Lunatic 2, that's cool. It's not that different from the standard model. I think like the sword is a little different. Her hair is obviously different. Some changes on the armor. Some like kind of cool voice. It really depends on how much it costs. MMA Raven, sorry. Actually quite cool. Didn't expect to be that cool, but the in-game model is quite nice, like nicely designed. 2 versions of it. This is probably my favorite skin out of this patch. Apuash Wider got another skin yet again. Like there's so many guys that just have one forever, and then there's, you know, Apuash and Capri who get skin after skin after skin. Scylla Child's Play, pretty cool. I like that one. I like the voice pack. I like the the animations. The animations are really nice. That's a good one. And we got 2 recolored redesigns for the cards, which is Neith and Bacchus. Well, rather changed the whole model for that one, but hey. So, that's that. Clash is gonna get reworked. Clans have new clan level icons, and shadow skins get a little fix. Clanner gets a little fix. Some achievements that don't really matter, to be honest. New early surrender logic is nice. I'm kind of missing a skin here. Sorry, I'm scrolling down like that. Okay, so apparently Thor did not make it into this list. They accidentally spoiled it. Thor is getting a new skin. I will try and get that to you in just a second. I'll post the link below the video. It's the tier 5 skin of the Odyssey, and it's horrible. No, sorry, it's not horrible. Yeah, the Gundam version of it is actually nice. It's a Gundam robot, basically, but his standard model looks like a mix of Samus and Son Goku with hair made out of clay. Yeah. Yeah, that's the last reward. Really cool. I don't know. The second last reward is a comic. I do answer the question that I've been asked quite a few times now. I'm not going to buy the whole Odyssey if that's the actual last reward. Okay, miscellaneous, we got the new early surrender logic, which is nice. So if you get a disconnect, you can leave 5 minutes into the game, like if the disconnect happens right at the start of the game. And then you only need to have half of the players actually surrendering, which is really cool. In leagues, those players will only lose 50% of the TP they would have lost otherwise. Why the hell did they have to lose TP at all when they have a disconnect? They could just not lose TP because it's not something you could do intentionally. Not gonna be able to bully people out in lobbies, so hey, you know. But at least it's something. It's a step in the right direction. It's nice for casuals. Good. Then the Twitch stuff finally gets removed. That never worked because it broke like the game in the sense that you were laggy as fuck. So that's gone. God skins can now be purchased without owning the god. Some blah 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 blah. So that's it. Nothing more that actually matters. No balance changes this patch. The big thing here is Chiron and the skins. And I will hope that they do something about that. Tier 5 though. Because like the way it is now, it doesn't really seem cool at all. Skin wise, I'm fairly disappointed with the patch. Raven is nice. The rest of them, and the ones that are yet to come, not so much. I'll try to look up the Capri skin for you as well. Anyways, other than that, I make my way to PTS and check out Chiron. Thank you guys for watching. Duke Sloth out.